as it would choose Denmark over the United States ahead of crunch White House talks on the future of the Arctic island, which President Trump has repeatedly threatened in recent days. Well, in the last hour or so, we've heard from Greenland's Minister for Business, who's been briefing MPs here in the UK. To have a listen to that, first of all.
We feel betrayed. We feel that the rhetoric is offensive, as we have said it many times before, but also bewildering, because we have done nothing but support the notion that the Greenland is a part of the American national self-interest. We recognize this.
I wonder why they feel betrayed. Well, according to the minister, I know she don't speak for everybody, if that's her or just a spokesperson, but surely the minister don't speak for everybody in Greenland. Because I seen a couple videos where Greenland people feel happy that they want to be part of the United States. Wonder who's telling the truth.
And have done so for many decades. So we are an ally, and so are Denmark. We are allies of the US, and of course we are bewildered that now I have to have a press conference discussing a possible annexation or selling of Greenland. So for us, this is not something we sought. This is not something I think we deserved. I think we have been good partners.
Well, let's go live to Greenland, to our Europe editor, Katja Adler.
Look, imagine how cold it is in Greenland. Always cold, like Alaska. Ugh. I don't know if I could live in Greenland. I like to visit, though, but I wouldn't live there. It's too cold. Cold all the time. Gotta have some summer fun, man.
And Katja, you've been there for a number of days. Just give me a general thought, first of all, a sense of what Greenlanders make of everything, the noise they've heard from Washington.
It's a really good question, especially when you say the word noise. This is the biggest island in the world, but it is a quiet, silent island of ice. There are only 57,000 people that live here, mainly along the coast. There is no road.
Wow, that's it? I thought there'd be more.
The different sort of towns on Iceland. They're used to just getting on with their lives quietly, and suddenly what people tell us here is they're under this huge international spotlight with this existential threat they feel. A threat that has not been ruled out by the Trump administration.
Is it really a threat, though?
Take this island by force. Donald Trump says he can do it the hard way or he can do it the easy way. Now, of course, everyone here...
Yeah, you gotta pick your poison, man. Pick your poison. Choose wisely. It's like taking the red pill or taking the blue pill, you know? I don't think Trump's gonna take it violently. I think that's just a debate topics, right? Because Trump wrote The Art of the Deal, so he kind of knows what he's doing. So when he says he's going to forcibly take Greenland, I don't think he's going to forcibly take it. I think it's just a strategy of his, right? Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing, type of thing, right? I mean, he wrote he's a good chess player, right? So will he forcibly take Greenland? No. I think either Trump will buy it or they'll just give it to him.
Glued to their seats to find out how Wednesday's meeting, tomorrow's meeting is going to go with the Vice President and the US Secretary of State. There will be representation from Greenland and of course from Denmark, because Greenland is a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark's, and as such it's Denmark that decides foreign policy and security policy here as well. There is a lot of tension between the Danes and the Green.
Look how cool. That's one thing about Greenland right there, all those boats. Man, just to go fishing on one of those boats would be so fun and so cool to do.
Atlantic people often, because here the majority desire is to become independent eventually.
Reminds me of one of those boats from the movie The Perfect Storm. That's exactly the boats where wow, I thought about it before I said it, and it just sounds kind of just ridiculous and funny. That's why I laughed. I was gonna say it looks like the kind of boat that they drowned in. But it does. The Andrea Gale. If you know, you know. Bruh.
But when it comes to this current situation, they sit together with this one message for the United States. Greenland is not for sale. It is not going to be...
It's not for sale right now, right? Right now it's not for sale, but it will be, just not right now. That's what they mean by that. Right. Name your price, Trump. Spend more of our tax dollars.
Away from Denmark, and European allies have stood by Denmark in this to say that this is sovereign territory, and that's something that the US needs to respect. Of course.
But listen, the thing is, if we don't take it, then China or Russia will take it. And we don't want them to have it. We don't want them to be our neighbors. Why would you want your enemy living right in your backyard? You know what I mean?
Into a much bigger...
So we have to take it before one of those two take it. Because if we don't take it, they're going to take it. It's whoever takes it first, basically, right now. I mean, I guess technically China or Russia could invade right now, right? And try to take it. Right now. But if America takes it first, they're not going to do that.
Because at the end of the day, Europe needs the United States inside NATO. And
well, yeah, of course NATO needs the United States. Again, there's no NATO without the United States. Now, there can be, but it would just not work because America is the supreme superpower of the world. The most powerful, even with those countries combined. If they went up against the United States, which hopefully that never happens because that's like basically nuclear level war, right? Not just World War III. That's nuclear level war. But they're not going to mess with the United States. There's no NATO, so we don't have to worry about all that stuff that she's saying right now.
Generally for its defense and security, and to remain on site over Ukraine as well. So there is a lot at stake here. Diplomacy, politics, and just day-to-day anxiety here for Greenlanders.
Yeah, I bet there is anxiety there. You know, those people are probably like, well, what's going to happen? I don't know. You guys are Greenland's going to become the 51st state of America.
And of course, the Danish Prime Minister...
That's what I think is going to happen.
It's absolutely clear.
And people of Greenland, they're better off as Americans anyway. Okay? As long as they have like a Republican running their state. If it's like somebody like Nason Gruesome. I can't even think of the guy's name. Gavin Newsom, the senator from California. Yeah, if he's running your state... or the guy from New York running your state, you know, your state's probably going to be ruined. You're probably better off just being Greenland at that point. But if it's a Republican, you know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But either way, I think it's better to be an American citizen than whatever citizen Greenland people are. Greenland citizens, I don't know.
Last week, wasn't she? She said that if there was some sort of military action to take Greenland, that would be the end.
I don't think there would be military action. And if there was military, I don't even want to say that because I don't think there's going to be any.
Of NATO, no ifs or buts. You used the quote from Donald Trump, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Is there a long...
He's just saying that for... so he can have like a... Dang, man, why did these words slip in my mind today? He's just saying that so he can have I don't want to say bargaining chip, but like, you know what, just forget it. I can't think of it, guys. I don't know. Maybe the hamster inside my head fell off its wheel is why I couldn't think of it. All right.
Is this could be done the hard way with some sort of military option taken?
So, Matthew, this isn't the first time that Donald Trump has expressed an interest or a desire to have Greenland. It goes back to his first time as president back in 2019. But at the time, honestly, behind closed doors, it wasn't taken seriously, neither here in Greenland nor way over in Europe, in the European capitals. But after Donald Trump's military action in Venezuela, which shocked the world, if you like, nobody is laughing anymore. So even though it's...
Yeah, because now they're taking us seriously. You know, when we say we're going to do something, Trump's probably going to do it. Not unless he's playing the part like he is doing right now with the Greenland situation. So you never know what Trump exactly is going to do, right? That's what keeps other countries on their toes right now, because they know what Trump is going to do. We know that America is capable of doing it, but what that doing it is what got everybody anxiety and everybody kind of panicked, especially the leaders in other countries, because they don't know. They're just waiting on Trump's move, quite honestly. Trump makes a move, they try to figure out what to do about that move, and while they're trying to figure out what to do about that move, Trump, he makes another move.
Not thought a likely option that the United States would go for. Nobody can rule it out altogether. And it's interesting that just in the last hours, this meeting that was supposed to be with the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who is reported...
Yeah, there's rumors that Marco Rubio will be the new leader of Venezuela. I don't know if... I mean, that's kind of weird, to be quite honest. To have a Secretary of State to be a leader of another country. But, I mean, I guess that is kind of weird. But, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. This is kind of weird now that, if you think about it, like, the Secretary of State of America is going to be, like, kind of the new president of Venezuela. That's weird. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll find out.
I've said to fellow lawmakers...
I don't even know how all that's going to work. How can you be Secretary of State and be president of Venezuela at the same time? That seems like a lot, right? And America first, too, by the way. So, you add that into the mix. I don't know if that's... I don't even know how that works.
We're not looking at the military option, is now being taken over by the Vice President of the United States,
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Vance, who is seen as much more hardline. Is that significant or not? At the moment, of course, nobody knows. But, you know, the spirit of this meeting will be so important.
Man, look at that landscape, though, in Greenland. The landscape's beautiful. I like it with snow. Listen, I'm a snow person. I'm a snow guy, but... I don't want it to be snowing 24/7, 365 days, minus or including the leap year, every day. You know what I mean? Sometimes too much is too much. Like, I like it seasonal. I like my snow seasonal. Just like I like my women. That was a joke. It was just a joke. Calm down, people. It was just a joke. I'm very funny. Okay, my Trump impressions are terrible.
Is the U.S. administration coming to this meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, especially driving. You would have to get, like, the right tires and the right vehicle, you know, to drive in this weather. You know, so you don't have to worry about slipping and sliding everywhere you drove, you know. That's another thing you got to take into account. And heat, and obviously food.
Of compromise or confrontation with a maximalist demand. Greenland needs to be ours or else. And of course, we don't know right now.
Just briefly on that dilemma of which way this goes tomorrow, what happens
tomorrow? I don't know what happens tomorrow, but I guess I'll see. I don't know.
Is it clear what?
I don't know what happens tomorrow or next Tuesday.
That could be offered to the United States that has any sort of traction?
Yeah, look at that. It's just steady coming down. It looks just like Alaska. I don't know which place is worse, Alaska or Greenland. I don't know which one's worse. Which one would if I had to choose one to live in, where would I live? Alaska or Greenland? Huh. You know what? I'm thinking I'll just have to go with Alaska. Only because of the mountains, man. The mountains covered in snow. Oh, that's a beautiful sight to see. I could wake up every morning and look out my window or look out my door and just see those mountains covered in snow every day. I'd be fine, you know. I wonder where it gets colder, though. Is it colder in Alaska or is it colder in Greenland? No, I would imagine maybe Alaska is colder than Greenland is. I mean, that's just my imagination, but I don't know. I wonder what state, country gets, colder. Many of life questions that will probably never get answered.
I wish I could be. It's very complex here, of course. What Donald Trump says is, if the US doesn't take Greenland, then China or Russia will. So he's framing this very much in security terms. Don't forget that even though this territory is a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark in Europe, geographically, Greenland is part of North America. So if Donald Trump's desire is to secure Greenland better, then NATO allies, you've heard particularly from Germany and the UK, are saying, we'll beef up NATO security here. Don't worry, we can do this together.
No, they can't do this without the United States. They can, all that kumbaya stuff, that's cool and everything, but NATO's not NATO without America.
With you, United States. So that could be taken.
Meaning we're the reason why. I mean, most of the money that NATO gets is from America. So America is basically feeding NATO, so to speak, in the different terms, right? So yeah, I don't know if they can, what are they gonna do? Vote us off the island? Is Jeff gonna be there too? Your tribe has spoken. Then he gonna put out America's candlestick from Survivor.
Care of. But if actually
That's not gonna happen, man. They're not gonna. NATO's not gonna try to kick us out. NATO would be stupid to try to kick America out. You know.
Desire is to have.
It won't work. NATO won't work without America. There, I said it.
Also for other reasons. For example, the rich natural resources here, rare earths and minerals that every global power wants right now. The melting of the ice here opens up lucrative trade routes as well.
Ice is melting, man. They got those big, huge glaciers, you know, kind of like the ones that sunk the Titanic. They got those things are giant, and they are melting. So I guess maybe Greenland and Alaska do have their warm days, but there's probably still snow. There's definitely still snow on the ground, and it probably definitely does snow every other night, you know.
A bit more about that and a more expansionist idea to make America greater in size and dominance. If that is the reason, then that is going to be a lot harder to push back against the Americans. And again, there is a big question mark over all of that, and we will find out more tomorrow in that meeting.
All right. Well, I guess we'll find out more tomorrow in that meeting, guys. See you on the next one. This is awkward.